Welcome to Card of Destiny. I'm Pandora. If this video found you, it means it's meant for you to hear. This is a message for you. Today, we'll explore your relationship, how you and your partner see and feel about each other, the current dynamics, and what the future may hold. If you enjoy my readings, please subscribe and share. Your support means the world to me. Let's begin your reading. You, the person who is watching, Six of Cups reversed. Let's start by turning inward. This card reflects the emotional state and energy you're carrying into the relationship at this time. The Six of Cups in the reversed position suggests that you may be holding on to memories, emotional attachments, or expectations that are rooted in the past. These could be idealized memories of how the relationship used to be, or they might stem from a longing for emotional safety and sweetness that's currently missing. There is a sense that part of you is emotionally caught in a loop, perhaps reminiscing on the early days of love, hoping to restore the warmth, trust, and simplicity that once existed. But because this card is reversed, there's also an indication that this nostalgia might be distorting your present vision. You might be romanticizing someone's potential, or holding tightly to the good moments as a way to compensate for current disconnection. You might also be reflecting on a deeper emotional pattern, one that repeats across relationships, where you give deeply from the heart, and later wonder why others don't meet you with the same sincerity. This card shows that you've loved truly and deeply, and that your intentions are heartfelt, but you may be feeling emotionally unfulfilled lately, especially if you're not seeing evidence that your partner is reciprocating that emotional richness. You may also be struggling with unresolved emotional baggage. Whether it's from this relationship or from a previous one, the Six of Cups reversed asks you to reflect on where you may be recreating emotional patterns from the past in your present connection. Are you emotionally stuck in the idea of what things should be? Are you holding back emotionally out of fear of being vulnerable again? This card suggests you're ready to process and release some of those old emotional layers, but you may need to acknowledge them first. At your core, you're someone who yearns for deep connection, meaningful moments, and emotional peace. You have a rich emotional inner world, and you long for someone to meet you there. The reversed nature of this card isn't a warning. It's a gentle nudge to reclaim your emotional independence and to honor the lessons the past has given you without letting it cloud the present. Your partner, the Sun reversed. Your partner's card, the Sun reversed, points to a very specific kind of energy. Upright, the Sun is radiant clarity, joy, and emotional openness. Reversed, it indicates blocked optimism, confusion, or a struggle to express true feelings. Your partner may be feeling unsure of themselves or unclear about what they want in the relationship. There is a possibility they're retreating emotionally or spiritually, feeling overwhelmed by expectations or their own internal battles. They may appear outwardly fine, even cheerful or confident, but something within feels dimmed or scattered. The reversed Sun suggests a disconnect between who they appear to be and how they're really feeling. They may be struggling with vulnerability, hesitating to fully open their heart, or finding it difficult to communicate what they really need. If you've sensed that they're emotionally distant or unpredictable lately, this card validates that sense. They might not know how to express what's going on internally, or they might be afraid of how their truth will affect the dynamic. This doesn't necessarily mean they don't care about you. In fact, they may care very deeply, but lack the tools or courage right now to show it clearly. This card also speaks to ego imbalances, so it's possible they're dealing with pride, shame, or fear of being seen as weak. They may be caught in a loop of self-doubt, unclear intentions, or feeling unworthy of true intimacy. At worst, they may be unintentionally misleading themselves about what they want, projecting light when their internal world feels confusing or dim. On a spiritual level, the reversed Sun suggests they're in the midst of a personal awakening, but it's being blocked by illusions, stress, or emotional immaturity. They may want clarity and connection but are not yet ready to do the emotional work to attain it. This doesn't mean they never will be, but it means that right now, their internal light is flickering and needs time to stabilize. Current situation, art reversed. Here is where the heart of your dynamic becomes clear. The card of art, Temperance, in traditional decks reversed represents imbalance, emotional extremes, and a lack of inner or outer harmony. In the context of this relationship, the reversed art card indicates that the two of you are not blending well at this moment. You may be out of sync, emotionally or energetically. Your communication styles may be misaligned, or your emotional rhythms are clashing instead of flowing together. When art is upright, it represents alchemy, two beings learning how to transform their separate elements into something greater. Reversed, that alchemical dance becomes strained. One or both of you might be pushing too hard, while the other retreats. There may be attempts to force progress or resolution, but they only create further resistance or tension. This card also points to a deeper internal conflict. There may be a sense of trying to hold on to peace or understanding while simultaneously feeling stretched too thin or emotionally volatile. There could be a power struggle underneath the surface, one that's unspoken but deeply felt. You may feel like you're doing all the emotional work, or constantly trying to fix the connection, while your partner seems to either avoid or minimize what's happening. The reversed art card also suggests a lack of integration. Important emotional or spiritual lessons are being missed because both people are stuck in reactive patterns. This is a signal to step back, breathe, and reflect. What are you each bringing to the emotional equation? Is one of you holding all the intensity while the other withdraws completely? Are you trying to compromise, but secretly suppressing how you really feel? Ultimately, this card calls for honest reflection. You cannot create harmony when there's emotional suppression, spiritual avoidance, or misaligned values. The dynamic between you may be at a tipping point, either ready to heal or risk fracturing further. Possible outcome: the Chariot reversed. Looking into the near future, the Chariot reversed brings a powerful but sobering message. Upright. This card is about forward momentum, personal power, and overcoming obstacles together. Reversed, it signals delays, confusion, and a lack of clear direction. If changes aren't made soon, you may both continue on a path that feels stuck or aimless. This doesn't mean things are doomed, but it does highlight a major fork in the road. The reversed Chariot suggests that without intentional clarity and mutual effort, this relationship could experience a stalling out. Emotional frustration may build, resentment could grow, and you might both start to feel like you're pulling in opposite directions. There's a risk of burnout, emotionally, spiritually, or mentally. You, the person who is watching, may feel the growing urge to take control or make things happen, but the reversed Chariot warns against forcing progress when the emotional foundation is shaky. If your partner remains evasive or unclear, you might be left doing all the heavy lifting, which isn't sustainable. On a spiritual level, this card signals that you may be resisting your own need to evolve independently. The relationship might be a reflection of where you're still trying to steer someone else's journey instead of focusing on your own. The Chariot reversed invites you to ask, are you holding on because you want love, or because you're afraid of what happens if you let go? This card doesn't predict failure, it signals a crossroads. You have the opportunity to take your power back, to choose a path that feels aligned with your truth. If your partner isn't ready to meet you in emotional honesty, you don't have to carry the entire connection forward by yourself. The future will depend on both of you aligning your energies and choosing mutual direction. If that doesn't happen, you may find yourself ready to steer in a new direction altogether. Conclusion. This reading reveals a relationship that's emotionally layered, energetically complex, and currently imbalanced. You, the person who is watching, are deeply reflective, emotionally sincere, and perhaps yearning to restore a feeling of intimacy and clarity that once existed, or that you hoped would emerge. But the emotional roots of this connection seem tangled in unresolved energy. Your partner, though potentially caring, is in a fog. They may be emotionally overwhelmed, spiritually blocked, or simply unable to show up in the way you truly need right now. The Sun reversed shows that their light is dimmed, not absent, but currently hidden behind ego patterns or confusion. The reversed art card makes it clear that the two of you are not blending in a healthy way right now. Whether it's misaligned values, emotional pacing, or communication gaps, there's a need for pause and honest reflection. This is not about blame, it's about truth. Are both people equally invested in growth? Are you both willing to have the hard conversations and rebuild emotional trust? The reversed Chariot cautions that without clear direction and shared effort, this connection may remain emotionally stalled. If you continue to carry all the emotional weight, you'll eventually exhaust yourself. This isn't what real love asks of you. Real love invites harmony, not sacrifice without return. So where does this leave you? You are at a sacred turning point. This reading invites you to reclaim your power, listen to your inner truth, and stop chasing emotional clarity from someone who may not be ready to offer it. The door isn't necessarily closed, but it cannot swing open unless both of you are willing to meet in the middle. If your partner begins to show up more openly, more honestly, and with greater clarity, this connection may still evolve into something stronger. But if the pattern of confusion and emotional imbalance continues, you may be guided to walk away, not in anger, but in peace. No matter what, you are not stuck. You are not powerless. You are the one steering your emotional chariot now, and it's time to move in the direction of your highest truth. Thank you for watching my video. I hope this message brought you the clarity you needed. If you enjoyed it, please support my channel. Good luck on your journey.